Well, let me straighten y'all up. Now then, I think we're better now. Welcome in the kitchen, everybody. It's a beautiful day here today. We've been out and about in town. I've got some friends coming over for lunch tomorrow, and one of them is gluten-free. Gluten-free, dairy-free, other stuff. She's got lots of different food issues. And I always try to go outside the box to create something that is pleasing for all of us, that is also a gluten-free, dairy-free, whatever she may need, that, that we can all eat and enjoy the same things. Just so that she knows she's, got friends, and the food that we all have is good food. It's not like we're eating something better than she is, because when I do it, I try to really make it good. And if it's not good enough for just the general people to eat and not really go, oh, that's a gluten-free something, then I don't think it's good enough. So I was shopping here not long ago, and I ran across this, and it's called coconut flour. And I just put it in the baggie thinking, I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but I'm going to buy it. We'll figure something out. So I start Googling coconut flour uses. Well, I wasn't really even thinking at the time about making something gluten-free with coconut flour. I was just thinking, coconut flour, I love coconut. I bet you could add that to something and give it a coconut flavor. That was where my mind went when I purchased this bag of coconut flour. Well, I started coming up with all these recipes, cupcakes, cakes, all these different things you could do and make them gluten-free with coconut flour. And I went, aha, let's give this a try to make some chocolate cupcakes. Oh, I was doing so good, you all. And now I realize I've left the cocoa and I haven't gotten it out. I'll have to get it out of the pantry. Hold on. Okay, now we've got our cocoa. Now then, I think I've got all the ingredients out that we need to make these cupcakes. Fingers crossed that I do. I'm not going to use the mixer this time, because if you don't have a mixer, I think these will mix up very easily with just a whisk and a spatula. So that's what I'm going to use. But this is called Fudgy Coconut Flour Chocolate Cupcakes. And they just look like regular cupcakes with chocolate icing. And for her icing, instead of butter, I'm going to use coconut oil to make the whip it, add my powdered sugar and my cocoa to make the chocolate icing, okay? So, and I'm going to do it just like I do a buttercream, except I'm using the coconut oil. Disclaimer, I've never done that. We'll do it together and see if it works. If it doesn't, you can use shortening, vegetable shortening. It makes a beautiful icing, still dairy-free, so you're still good with that one. So if the coconut oil doesn't work, which I want to use it because they're coconut cupcakes, right? And we've got our liquid coconut oil that's going to go in it. So, these are also sugar-free. They do have maple syrup as the sweetener. So that's another little twerk on this recipe. If you can have maple syrup, because it is naturally in nature, comes sweetened, and it's not refined sugar, or you're just staying away from refined sugars for whatever reason, this recipe will be a good one for that too. Okay, let's get started. To start with, we need to combine our eggs, and that's 2 large eggs. I should have opened these up and gotten these out first. I'm going to lay this to the side because that's what we're going to sift our flour and stuff in. We need 2 large eggs. There is 1. And I always do these separately, in case I get a shell or something in them. There's 2. There's our 2 eggs. So in large bowl, combine the eggs and the oil. Let's see how much oil. A 1/4 of a cup plus 2 tablespoons. Like I said, I'm using a liquid coconut oil. You can use any kind of, a flavorless or light oil or a pleasing oil. I think for cakes, coconut oil is good. There's the 1/4 of a cup plus our 2 tablespoons. Is that what it said? I think it did. 1/4 of a cup plus 2 tablespoons of oil. And there's 1. And there is 2. All right, there's our oil and our eggs. And whisk until smooth. All right, here we go. I'm going to turn this up on its side because there's not that much in here. So we're just whisking together the oil and the eggs. Can y'all see that? For my bowl there. Isn't that pretty? It's a pretty yellow color. Okay, we've got that whisked together. Y'all, it's getting hot in this kitchen. I've got on a sweater, and that's probably not a good thing. Whisk in the maple syrup, then the coconut milk, the water, and vanilla. Okay, that's the maple syrup, coconut, water, and vanilla. That's the rest of our wet ingredients. The maple syrup, we need 3/4 of a cup. So here we go. It's just 1/4 of a cup measure. So I'm just going to do this 3 times. There's 1, 2, 3. And we'll get our spatula. I got my spatulas out. Y'all bet you thought I was going to have to go get one, didn't you? Because I always do. All right. Our coconut milk, and this is full fat coconut milk, okay? And I'm going to open this all the way around the top so I can kind of stir it up a little bit. And those of you with arthritic hands like I have, and you can no longer crank a can opener, and you still want that smooth edge, the one I use all the time is an electric smooth edge can opener. Works great. Link's in the description below. So here's what our coconut milk looks like. Can y'all see? It's kind of solid, kind of liquid. And we want it all kind of mixed up good. So I'm actually going to dump the whole thing right in here so I can mix it good. And this we need, what did I say? 1/2 a cup. Okay. We'll just use our 1/4 of a cup and we'll do it twice. Okay, there's 1 and 2. 2, or 1/2 a cup, 2/4 or 1/2 of coconut milk. We'll set that back there in case we need a little bit of milk in our icing. We'll use that coconut milk. 2 tablespoons of water. And we're right here at the sink, so let me grab this out 2 tablespoons. And we'll let that go right in there. There's our 2 tablespoons of water and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And I don't think I've got 2 teaspoons in that one. I'll have to open up the other one. You all could use coconut extract. It would be just fine. Okay, there's about 1 teaspoon. And y'all, I'm going to make some, vanilla extract, and I'll do it with y'all. I've never done it, but they say it's super duper easy and something that I would love to do. They say that it is absolutely delicious. Okay, that's a little extra. That's okay. There is our 2 teaspoons. Put that back on there. All right. There's our empty vanilla container into the trash. All right, now we're going to whisk this up. Just with our whisk, just like this. righty, there we go. Now then, y'all, I'll put my recipes in page protectors. That way you can just wipe them off. Because after all, we're cooking, right? And we're going to make a mess. Or at least I am. You know I will. You know I'll make a mess. All right, now then, we're going to combine. Here's our strainer. And into this, we are going to add our coconut flour, which is the cocoa powder. All right, we'll start with that. The cocoa powder, which is a 1/2 cup. Oh, mercy, I don't want to spill all that. I probably will. I will. You grab a spoon to get this with. Okay, there's our cocoa powder, 1/2 cup. All right, and it says, cocoa powder, our coconut flour. We need a 1/2 cup of coconut flour. And evidently this really soaks up liquid, so you do not need a whole lot of it. Oh, it smells just like coconut, which I guess it should, shouldn't it? And we'll try to do this without spilling out a whole bunch of it. Okay, there's our 1/2 cup of coconut flour. If that's all it takes, you all, I can make a whole bunch of cupcakes or cakes or something with that. Coconut flour. And we need a 1/4 cup of tapioca flour. And I've just got this right here, which is also tapioca starch. What did I say? A 1/4 cup. I don't have another 1/4 cup. I should have, but I don't. That's another 1/2. All right, y'all, let me wash this one out. Well, let me wash this one out and dry it real good. Won't take but just a second here. All right. Now then, we need a 1/4 cup of that. All right there into our strainer. And we need 1½ teaspoons of baking powder. Where's our 1/2 teaspoon? Right here it is. So I need 3 of these. This says baking powder. 1½ teaspoons. So I need 3. 1, 2, 3. And we need a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. There's our baking soda. And sea salt. I guess you could use any kind of salt, but I'm following this recipe exact. Plus, I did just spicy salt that day just to have. So here's our sea salt. We need a 1/2 teaspoon. That's a 1/2 tablespoon. It's a 1/2 teaspoon of fine sea salt. All right. So y'all can tell I usually put stuff in canisters or jars. This stuff I have not used. So we've got our canisters. We don't have it in canisters or jars yet. All right, now we're going to sift all this together right over this. Just like so. Whew. That coconut flour does need to be sifted, you all, because you can see there's lumps. And this will help us not to have lumps. All right, now then, got all the lumps out of it. And let's turn our page and see what it says. It says, and it tells you the batter will be very thin, but as it sits, it will thicken up, okay? And that cocoa, of course, wants to sit on the top for a little bit. That's one reason I thought I could whisk this together, and I can tell it's starting to get a little thicker. It's a thin cake batter, but like they said, it will thicken. And I can tell that it will because it was thickening while I was stirring it. All right, I'm going to taste this right like this because I'm through with this whisk. Very good flavor. You taste the coconut and the chocolate. So now then, it says to divide it between your cupcake. I'll leave this out because we'll need that with our powdered sugar to make our icing in a little bit. Try to get some of this stuff over here out of our way. Okay. Throw our dirty dishes in the sink. Okay. Now then, I don't think this will make more than 12, but I'm going to get a scoop right here. We'll get this big spoon. Oh yes, it's thickening up nicely. You want to fill them 2/3 full. I've got another muffin pan if we need it. Okay. Can y'all believe there's just a 1/2 cup of flour in here? A 1/2 cup of coconut flour. I may need to make a few more. Okie doke, let's wipe this off. Really does taste good, y'all. All right. And let's see, we need to, let me tell you what temperature we're baking at. I think it's 350. Yep, 350 in the center of the oven. Got another old rusty cake pan. We'll see how many more we get out of this. Maybe just 1 or 2. If that's all, then that's all, and we'll bake them, won't we? can get one more here. It's going to be a little one. Let's see. Where's our spatula? We don't want to lose a drop of this if it's going to make a cupcake. Now, do we? Okay. All right, now then it says to bake them until a toothpick inserted comes out with moist crumbs. You all, I believe these are going to be really good. All right, we're going to bake these. And it says it should take 15 to 20 minutes. So we'll be back when they're baked. All righty. While our cupcakes are baking, we're going to make our icing. And like I said, I'm going to use coconut oil. This is solid coconut oil, okay? This stuff is good for your face, your skin, your body, everything. I keep a thing this size in my shower. And before I get out of the shower, I take me a handful. And I just do it like this over my skin. And it just melts onto your skin. And then it soaks in. And you don't have that winter dry skin itch that you get a lot of times. And I love it. I really do. I use it for all kinds of stuff. So for this recipe, I don't have a recipe. There's no surprise there, is it? I'm just going to put some of this coconut oil. That's about 2 or 3 tablespoons. Because I want to make enough for our cupcakes. All right, we're going to go with that amount right there. If we need more, we'll add it. Whatever we need. All right, can y'all see how that just melts when you touch it? It literally, look at this. It'll just melt away on my finger. See it? It just melts away. And it's great for your hands. Yeah, it does leave them oily for a little bit. But I'm telling y'all, it's great. I love it. Love coconut oil. All righty. We're going to turn this down. I've got the whipper on here because we want to whip this. We want to whip air into it. Okay? Just like if you were making a buttercream. We're substituting coconut oil for butter. So we're using coconut oil, powdered sugar, and cocoa. And turn that down because I'm going to start adding a little bit of sugar to help it incorporate and not just melt, because that coconut oil will just melt if it doesn't have something to hold on to. Now see it's starting to come together a little bit more. Can y'all see down in there? Turn you down just a little bit. It's starting to whip up more. Turn it down to just barely stir. We're going to stir it a little bit more in there. And we're also going to add some cocoa because we want chocolate icing. We'll let all this kind of get incorporated and we'll turn it back up and whip it some more. Let's turn this off and see if we can make sure we get all of it off the sides and the bottom. We may need some more coconut oil in there. Let's put just a little bit of this coconut milk in there, because it's got fat in it. There we go. Now it's really whipping. A little more powdered sugar, not flour. I'm going to add a little more of this coconut oil in there. Now we're going to drop in a little pinch of salt. Just a pinch. And we're going to put in a little bit of vanilla extract, about a couple of teaspoons, or a teaspoon. That's about a half a teaspoon. And let's stir this up now and see what we've got. It's pretty thick. We may have to put some more milk in it. I believe we will. Let's taste it, see what it tastes like. Oh my goodness. If we can get it all to come together good, that's some good icing. They got very good coconut flavor. Now we're whipping. We get all that up off the bottom and the sides, because we want it to all be uniform, don't we? I think we do. These cupcakes are baking. I can smell them. Let's make a little bit more. I don't think we have quite enough for our cupcakes. And a little more coconut oil going in there. And I'm just kind of scraping it off the top, you all, rather than chunking it, because I kind of want it to be semi-melted. These have a great coconut flavor. I guess the coconut milk along with the coconut oil gives it a wonderfully coconut flavor. All right. And y'all, like I said, I'm not measuring. So you're seeing what I'm doing here. But you've got to go by the look, the feel, and the taste when you're making an icing, or I do. I have never measured anything to make icing. My mama never did, and she taught me how to do it just by looking at it and feeling of it and tasting it. You want it to be stiff enough to hold its shape, but you want it to be full of air. That's where the whipping comes in. And I'm just going to turn them up as high as they'll go and just let it whip. I don't think it's going to be quite stiff enough, so I am going to add just a little bit more flour. Turn it down on low. And add it in just a little bit at a time. Can y'all see how I'm tapping this? Let me check our cupcakes. I don't believe they're quite done. Let's see how this is. See, it's not quite stiff enough yet because it's wanting to fall off there. So I'm going to put some right in the middle, right like that. Now I'm sure that probably will be plenty stiff. I believe that's about got it. I believe it does. We're going to give it another stir here. Turn it back on for just a minute. And taste it. Y'all, that is some good coconut chocolate icing. Yummy, 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 yummy. All right, I'll be back once our cupcakes are done. All right, here's our cupcakes. And this going in the center comes out just moist crumbs. See, just some moist crumbs. So they're done. Now they're going to sit here and cool a while, probably till after supper. Because I want to be really cool, because if you put this hot icing on there, it's just going to melt. And I don't want it to melt, so I'm going to let these cool till after supper. And then we'll come back and ice them. Okay, everybody, here we are. We're back to ice our cupcakes. I have a great big cupcake icing tip. I let these cool about 3 hours while we had supper, and I washed up all the dishes. How you do this? This is just one of those disposable pastry bags you can get at most grocery stores. I know you can get them at Walmart, anywhere that sells cake decorating supplies and things. Take your tip and drop it down in there. And push it with your hand as far down in there as it'll go. See, just like this. Push that all the way down in there. And you can kind of see where these teeth are. You want to push it up just a little bit and cut it right along there, just with a pair of scissors. And then push it back down in there as far as it'll go. Just like that. See how I've got that? Then, to get your icing in there, you want to turn this bag down at the top. You want to turn it down because you want to put that icing down in the bottom. Okay, then you take your spatula and just put it down in there, just like that. Can y'all see what I'm doing? I think you can see pretty good. I'll try to get all this icing in there so I don't have to refill my bag. I think I can get enough to do these 14 cupcakes. Anyway, okay, see it's coming out. Then you just take the top of it, just like this. Right like that. Just go right around to the middle. And ice your cupcakes. Just make one little swirl around there. It gives you plenty of icing. Right back to the middle. Oh, I'm going to have to put the rest of that icing in there. Okay. Let's get this opened back up. Pop that down in there. My mama used to shake it, but if I did that, I'd have icing all over the kitchen. Just saying. I've just got a few more. All right, let's try that. See if that's not enough. I hope it is. There again, I'm just going to push it down with my hand, just like this. Get all that icing down at the bottom. And one around there. 2, 3. 2 more back here, and we are done. I had just exactly the right amount of icing for those cupcakes. Get that up off the counter. Off this off the counter. And here we have our gluten-free, dairy-free chocolate cupcakes with chocolate icing. And I'm going to be honest, y'all, I ate one earlier, just a little one. I had one that wasn't quite as high because it was just the leftover out of, remember I took just a little bitty batter out, what we had left, and I ate that and put me just a little icing on it. These are absolutely out of this world amazing. They are so delicious. You could take these anywhere, to any kind of function. People would eat them and rave about them, and they would never know that they are gluten-free and dairy-free. They are so delicious. So, I want y'all to try these cupcakes, especially if you have a gluten-free or dairy-free person in your life. What made these dairy-free was I used coconut milk. I used coconut oil instead of butter. If you don't like coconut, you're kind of out up the creek, though, because these do have a very distinct coconut taste. But it's coconut. They are chocolate coconut cupcakes. They are so good. So give this a try. Leave me some comments below. Let me know what you think of it. I may try to play around with this basic recipe and come up with some other flavors and see what I can do with it. Maybe make a cake. So remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, ring the bell for notifications. The dog's in the trash. Like, share, subscribe, comment, ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss a video. That'll be all for this one. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.